having a blessed morning. I'm having a blessed morning on this blessed Saturday. That's right. So it's April the 18th. April the 18th, 2026. We in the year of the fish. We in the year of the fish. I want you to recognize the fish and pay homage to the fish, right? And understand the fish, the cause, and the root and the foundation of the fish. Right? So let's jump into this topic. This topic is much needed amongst us. Yes, it is. This topic is much needed. As we get scriptures, as we get into scriptures and as we dialogue and as we build and destroy a lot of ideologies that was procreated and able to send us to get us off our path, right? So that we can be what? So that we can be indoctrinated, right? And that we won't have knowledge of self with understanding and wisdom, right? Being that we know these certain things, we need to ask ourselves within inside of ourselves, where did we come from? Who are we? How did we get the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding? You understand what I'm saying? How existence started with us. These questions need to be answered, right? And I know I understand that there's a lot of debate. It's a lot of things that's going on. It's a lot of teachings. And everyone feels that they have the correct understanding and knowledge, wisdom, understanding on who we are. Right? Now, this information that's passed amongst us, some of the information is true and some of the information is not true. Right? That is because we are still seeking out on where we supposed to be. On where we supposed to be. And the reason why is that is much confusing. And the longer that we are upon this earth, the more tangible, the more weaker we become as able descendants. And I'm talking about physically. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Peace. Peace. Good morning. I wanted to start off with that because I wanted to bring awareness to you. All right. And bringing awareness to you is actually bringing knowledge to you so that you can tap into your foreverness, so that you can tap into that spirit. First and foremost, a portion of us always will be and always was. A portion of us always will be and always was. This is an actually true fact. Why is that? Why is that, Austin? It's because that spirit is the Alpha Omega, and the Alpha Omega is it, but with limitations. And what that entails and what that bridge the gap is that's actually saying that we are him and he is us, but with limitations, right? You agree? We agree with that, right? First and foremost, I want to tell you about this shirt. Look at this shirt right here, right? You can get this shirt on Amazon. Look at this shirt right here. On Temu. You can get this on Temu. This is a good shirt. I recommend that you get this shirt, right? If you are asking. So, how is it that we fell from God and goddess into mankind, into animals? It was a process. This was a process that this happened. We are from up above. We are those aliens. I want you to understand that. I want you to understand that we are those aliens that they say, right? This is actually true fact. Now, we want to talk about this, and we want to bridge the gap, and we want to bring knowledge upon all of us that is desperately needed of it and that is confused. I'm looking and seeing on a lot of major platforms on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, a lot of these major platforms, people are waking up all around the world. People are waking up, and these are able descendants. And who is able descendants? I want to break down. I want to touch briefly on that, but I'm going to make this a topic. Everything in the West Hemisphere, the West is able descendants. So, what is some of these places that is able descendants? Canada, America, Mexico, South America, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Jamaica. These are some of the places that we are named, right? These places, right, that I'm naming, that's just a few of them. If you look on the map, everything in the West is able descendants, is our allies. We are the same. Now, this sick barbaric devil demon took a long time to separate us. By bringing over the Africans and letting the Africans breed in with the people that's already there in these islands, confuse us, and then indoctrinate us. You understand what I'm saying? This was a strategic move that this sick barbaric devil demon told people to do upon us, so that we can lose ourselves, so that we can lose that we are God and Goddess. This is an actually true fact. Yes. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by this? Right? This is here on earth. But we are talking about up above. We are the God and Goddess. We are the Alpha Omega, and the Alpha Omega is us, but with limitations. And I'm talking about women and men. It's the same. It's no difference. He just placed these certain things there so that we can procreate, so that we can also procreate more gods and more earth, and duplicate the physical. As that part of the spiritual realm, that part is his. The spirit is brought inside of the human being, inside the mother womb. And I know this is getting difficult and hard, and that's just over your head. But later on, you will understand this. And I know and understand that this is very heavy information, but this happened by us having the free will, right? That basically gave us the power and the ability, with intelligence and knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, into being one with the Alpha Omega, the creator and everything in existence. We were the closest creation out of all creation, the closest to be to the Alpha Omega, the creator and everything in existence. This is why in scriptures, he told everything to bow down to us. He told everything in creation to bow down to us. It's because we are him and he is us, but cloak with this beginning and end world. He had to cloak himself. You understand? I know it don't make sense. You like, what are you talking about? But he cloaked himself with this earth, because we are him and he's us. He duplicated himself. He took a piece of himself, everlasting life, which has no beginning and end, and gave it to mankind. Yes, he did. Right? But before we was mankind, we was gods in earth. We was gods in earth. We was gods in earth. There's no funny business. There's nothing that I'm talking about. And you know, a lot of people is going to come up with different scenarios and different terminologies and different this and different that to delude you. What I'm saying to you is the actually truth. And if you don't understand this, right, you will hopefully, and I'll pray that you will get it later on. Those that have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, that constantly deal with spirituality every year, every second, every day, every minute. When they go to sleep, when they wake up, spirituality It's always there in the forefront of them. It's always there. You know, it's always there. So the axis of interpreting, the axis of knowledge, wisdom, or understanding of spirituality is always in them, because the Alpha Omega, the Almighty, did what? Put them in position for a specific task to do at hand. And these individuals ask by all means, right? So what I mean by that, before we downgrade into mankind, we was already gods in earth. And then from gods and then from mankind, we became animals. And this happened throughout the token of time. This is why he said, by the token of time, man is surely in loss. He said, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah rahmanir rahim. By the token of time, man is surely in loss. By the token of time, we became lower and lower and lower and lower from gods and goddess as a people and as a civilization. Is because of this sick barbaric devil demon, and also a portion of human beings that he has taught to not let up against us. Why? Is because he do not want us back up at all. We are the ones that have the formula, that have the spirituality, that have the foundation and the energy to getting us back up. Yes. Why is I'm saying that? Because it's really, really important. It's really, really important. You see, in this information, in this video, it's not going to get thousands and thousands of views. And the reason why it's not going to get thousands of views, because it don't want you or anybody to like and share it, so that millions of people can wake up into the reality, the truth on who they are. And who they are gods and goddess. And what I mean by that, you are the Alpha Omega, and the Alpha Omega is you, but with limitations, which bless you with special abilities and gifts, so that you can do the right thing, so that you can set a path for yourself. Now, being that we was downgraded from gods and goddess into mankind and then to animals, what happens is that life itself, experience itself in this realm, would start to do what? Would start to decrease in time. It would start to decrease because the people in all civilizations is showing the animalistic behavior of themselves, which we supposed to be the ones that do what? Tell all things to do our bidding for us. And all things supposed to look up to us and listen to us, because we are the Alpha Omega, and the Alpha Omega, but with limitation here upon earth. That's an actually true fact. Now we are upon this earth. And what is this earth? What is this earth? What is the reality of this earth? Now we are suffering with death and everything else. This earth is but what? It's a port. That's all it is. And it's a what? And it's a big cemetery. This earth is a big cemetery. Now we are part of this cemetery for a time being. This is why he said, get thee out. Earth is going to be your dwelling place for a time being. You heard what he said? Earth is going to be your dwelling place for a time being. I'm about to do that video right there. Earth is going to be your dwelling place for a time being. It's because of the disrespect that we did towards the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence, that we allowed this sick barbaric devil demon to come in to control, right? And to bewitch us and deceive us and get us out of the position on where we're supposed to be. You see, it says that in scriptures that he was a sad riser. He told you, do not approach this tree. so that you may become powerful and angels. No, what it really means, and that he told Adam and Eve, the reason why he's telling you that, so that you won't take his position and dethrone him. That's an actually true fact. Because we are him and he's us, but with limitation. Not knowing that limitation was placed upon us. Because as God and Goddess, and has ability of what? Telekinesis. He gave us telekinesis. He gave us the art of calling all things in creation to do our bidding, whether it be the birds, the bees, and trees, and everything else, and gave us the technique and to communicate with all things in existence. So we cannot let that go. And over time, he started taking these things from us. That's an actually true fact. So, what happened? Abel, peace and blessings be upon him, was going to get us back up. Abel was going to get us back up. The objective and what was going to happen, he was going to destroy all of us. All of the human beings, he was going to destroy us. That's an actually true fact. He was going to destroy all of us. He was. Because he gave a piece of his everlasting to the creation of Chun Fire Chun, and then place free will inside of us to do as we please. You understand what I'm saying? But the most greatest thing that he can do for creation and for us was to give a piece, a duplication of himself, and put it inside mankind. And he has not did that to no other creation. This is actually a true fact. And see, a lot of us been reading the scriptures wrong. A lot of us been reading things wrong, right? So that spirit is desperately trying to get back to him. This is why the drugs and alcohols and the guns and everything else is placed inside of our neighborhoods, inside of our mind, body, and soul for fame, fortune, and riches, life, shades, and squab, life, cameras, and actions to oppress and depress your thoughts of understanding exactly on who you are, so you won't get back up. It's actually true fact. This is a true fact. And I want you to understand that, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, prince and princess all around the world. The choices that we made became the choices that is going on right now. The choices and the free will that we made help contribute to is the cause and effect what's going on right now. And the only way that we can right our wrongs right is accepting spirituality and accepting that we are the Alpha Omega, and the Alpha Omega is us, but with limitations. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, all around the world. It's an actual true fact. Now, I'm not saying that we are the all-seeing and the all-knowing and the almighty, but we are a piece of the all-seeing, of the all-knowing, of the almighty when it comes to knowledge, wisdom, understanding with our existence. And existence has to deal with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. This is an actually true fact. You see, a piece of us always existed and always will be and always was, because he gave us a piece of that. He duplicated himself. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't create it. He duplicated himself. I don't know how he did it. But he did it. And then he suppressed on how he did it, on the process on how he did it. He suppressed it in our thoughts, in each and every one of us. If he's robbing out with you and he love you, he will let you know. But if he do that, he's going to take you up even before that you can tell everybody, if it be his will. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that he won't basically reveal himself to you, but before you get to that and breaking down the process on how everything he would take you. he would take you up, because that's not meant for mankind to know. That's not meant for that. That's why certain prophets and messengers and people that is chosen are taken away, because they have did they task, right? They have called millions of peoples and thousands peoples to him. They have did they task, and they must go back to him. That's an actual fact, which is him. Which what? Which go back to him. You can't add to him. You can't add to him. You just going back. You going back to that one. You are the one. This is why he said we was one. We was one. Do you understand that? And I want you to understand that this is heavy, deep that I'm telling on you. I want you to think about this. And a lot of people don't understand that. See, they talk from a physical point of view, that they can break down the knowledge on who we are, where we come from. We Indians, this our land and everything else. Yes, it's true. But we got to start from the foundation. Why? What happened? What happened up above? We are the goddess and goddess, and we just wasn't running around like in the Garden of Eve like that. People, it's a lie. This is a lie. We had thrones. Right now, the thrones are empty. The thrones, right, are empty right now. They are empty thrones. Yeah, we have thrones. He has the almighty. He has the mighty throne. Yes, he has a mighty throne. His throne extend over ours. Then it's him. Then it's us right underneath him. Our thrones. His throne is on top of our thrones, and our throne is on top of the whole entire universe. You understand what I'm saying? But with limitations. Limitations. And I want you to understand that. This is coming from a spiritual point of view of breaking down scriptures and getting into the thoughts of understanding on how it was then in the spiritual realm. Yes, we was physically there. You see, we can't see each other. We can see each other, but you can't see your spirit. If you never had an out-of-body experience, you wouldn't know that. And a lot of us don't have out-of-body experience. We do, but we can't catch it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like the speed of light. You can't catch the out-of-body experience. This is why we dream. That spirit go back to him every night. Every time you rest, and it be speed of fast. And when it's going fast like that, it's going beyond the zones of the heavens and the time that it travels. You understand that it travels? When it comes back to your body, being at the speed of light, and through the token of time physically, right? Your body start aging because of the spirit traveling. Your body can't take all that. You remember, your body is of flesh, your body of this beginning and end world. So what happened is that once your spirit keep traveling over and over again with the experience, it brings information, and it brings things that's very heavy, and your body can't take all that. You understand that? Your body cannot take all that. So being that your body don't take all that, through the token of time, man become weaker and weaker and weaker of spiritually traveling. Yes. I want you to understand this. This is coming from a spiritual one. Now, this is the first time you're hearing things like this. I know it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense, and it should make sense. It should make sense. Why it should make sense? Because you are of senses. What is your senses? Your senses is of, you have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of what becomes before you, what becomes behind you, what's on the left of you, and what's on the right with you, with the knowledge and understanding of the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence. Yes. Yes. So this is really, really important for our growth and development. Yes. We've been downgraded from God and Goddess, right? That was high up above. And what happened was we got into the category of mankind. Then from the category of mankind, you become animals. And then from animals, You already know what's that after that. You already know what's that after that. And I want us to understand this. And I want us to use our free will, right, rightly and uply guarded. And that's our titles over here in the West, in the West, in the West. This is an actual true fact, brothers and sisters, kings and queens. So this is part one, right? From God and goddess to mankind and to animals, what we're seeing right now with all civilization. And what I'm seeing now that's being pushed out, being pushed out. Now, I don't know if it's other people, but with me dealing with these major platforms, that I put out a video and talked up against change civilizations. A portion of the white people, they didn't like that. So now they putting up so much fightings that's going on all around the world, so much shootings and everything else. And what we need to do is push back also. Don't feed into it. Because let me tell you and understand is that I see, and I feel. And when I see and feel, I have to talk up for it. They just pushing it, right? And that's the narrative, is that we are animals. And this is why we shoot and kill you, because you don't need to exist. You understand what I'm saying? Did you see how this sick, barbaric devil demon twists everything around? The life that this sick, barbaric devil demon was doing upon itself, it put it upon us. And it took so many years to do that. It ain't happen overnight. This is why I'm trying to change the narrative on my platform. This is why I'm trying to change the understanding and wisdom of fake and falsehood that were placed upon us for years upon years and years upon years, and able civilization, our civilization. And I want us to switch the narrative, is switching from, right, where a lot of people are at is animals, to mankind. Mankind has empathy. Mankind has care. Mankind has concern, right? They're in the middle. Mankind. They feel and touch and know that if they do this, it would be wrong. Then I want you to switch it to God. As right now, all people are in a state of animals, not having empathy and care for each other. That's where we are at. A portion of us have that stigma upon us, but they pumping it on us. They pumping it on us. Hey, what's up? Peace, peace. They pumping that on us. And I want us to understand that and recognize this. And I want us to fight back, even on these platforms, these major platforms, and out on the streets. I want us to speak up upon this, because the more that we speak up, the more that we can push back this false narrative, is that we animals and everything else. But you are the one that procreate this way of life upon Abel descendants. Sick, barbaric devil demon, because you do not want Abel up, his descendants up. And you know that we bridge the gap between this life and in the next. This is an actually true fact. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. And I want you to understand that. That's coming from your brother, your uncle. That's right. Your father. That's right. Your cousin. I'm all that in one, and I love you. I love you. This is why I'm speaking the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding amongst us that is desperately needed and is really important. So this is part two. Definitely part two. I want you guys to have the amazing Saturday. Peace, y'all.